Good morning, everyone. And today I would like to share with everyone how Jobstreet improved candidate engagement in mobile app. We actually have 3 key steps. First, we set up the mobile tracking, metrics, and reporting. Second, we leverage big data to understand the mobile user experience. And third, we turn acquisitions into conversion and retention through mobile app features, launch, and also effective marketing strategies. Let me share with you a brief introductions of modern recruiting. It all started with the classified ads we posted in the newspaper. That's called the newspaper era. Then we moved to using the database to track the resume and applications, which is called the pre-web era. And then we moved to the web era, where we have the online job boards. Because of the ability to reach a broader audience and also the lowest cost, recruitment cost for the employers to post the jobs, then we have the online job boards. Then with the impact of technology, we actually moved to another era, which is to have the mobile user, to use the mobile apps to attract the user. So we have a lot of players in the market. But the mobile era is still new. It still has a long way to go because there's only 13% of the employers with the mobile optimized website and also the career site. To improve the candidates' engagement in mobile apps, the first question we want to ask ourselves is, what do candidates want? For the survey published in year 2011, we understand that candidates want to use mobile app to look for jobs. Then they want to use mobile app to receive the job alerts, and they want to use mobile apps to track the application status. For the survey published in year 2012, we received a similar response. They want to look for jobs, they want to receive job alerts, and they want to apply for jobs. For the survey published in year 2013, we know that both passive and active job seekers, they actually want to receive the job opportunities in their inbox. And many of us may make the mistake. We understand what candidates want, but we don't understand what candidates do not want. The survey published in year 2013, there are a few actions which cause the candidates to be very frustrated about. The first one is definitely a lack of response from the employers. And the second one is definitely going through a lot of fake job posting and also the duplicate job posting. And we also have another survey published in the year 2013, share with us the problem faced by most mobile app users. Number one is definitely to get the mobile app crashes and receive the mobile app errors when they use their mobile apps. The second one is definitely not to be able to launch the mobile apps or take too long to launch the mobile app. And we can see that actually users do not want to spend too much time launching a mobile app. And the most time accepted by the user is only 2 seconds. We have to understand the application flow, the user flow of our industry before we move to setting up a good analytic framework. We must understand the mobile application flow, the sequences of pages take for user to navigate our site or complete certain actions. And then we can set up the analytics framework to translate the business objective into goals and KPIs. Then we can have all the counter actions and also KPI to monitor our mobile performance. Yeah. Setting up mobile tracking, metrics, and reporting. The first thing to understand is to differentiate between the metrics used by the mobile apps and also the mobile web. We have dimensions, mobile web metrics, and mobile web app metrics here. The difference between dimensions and metrics. Dimension describe the data, and they are the labels in the reports. And metrics actually measure the data. Take the example of session dimension. Session dimensions help us to understand the visit durations and also the bounce rate for the user to access our site. access our mobile web, and also access our mobile app metric. The mobile web metrics are slightly different. They don't use visit, they use sessions. They don't use unique visitors. They call it as active user, those who have downloaded and launched our mobile apps. They don't call it as a site or page, they call it as a screen. And also Go conversions for mobile web, but Go screen for mobile apps. And the next step, definitely we want to set up the Go conversion to be able to measure the areas of improvement and maximize success. And using Google Analytics, there's actually a very simple way to track the Go conversions. We just need to enter the sign-up confirmation page or the pages after user completes the sign-up process for mobile web. And for mobile app, it's actually even simpler. We just need to enter the apply screen. And besides looking at the mobile web and mobile app metrics, we also utilize the report to help us understand the overall journey, the dimensions, the traffics, online engagement metrics, and also the Go conversions. That's very important because to understand the acquisitions, NOB behavior, and conversion, we are able to really identify the problem faced by us. For example, if we have lower traffic, then we should look at the marketing campaigns we run. And we have lower engagement, then we should look at the average visit duration and also the bounce rate on our mobile site. And we also can set up the event tracking for mobile web. For example, if the candidates, they actually land on our mobile web, they are given 3 options. They can either log in, sign up, or log in to view salary. Should we have 2 login options for them? Or we should change it to 1 login option? Or should we have another option for them, perhaps the apply option? Setting up event tracking helps us to understand the clicks from each URL. And we can even customize the tracking code to track the user timing, how many seconds it takes for them to click from one page to another or one button to another. Yep. We also can do the similar tracking for mobile app. And the tracking code are slightly different, but the tracking method is exactly the same as the mobile web. We can track the menu, we can track the refine buttons, and we can track who access the Google Maps on mobile app. And definitely, as I mentioned yesterday, tracking cross-device performance is one of the biggest challenges because currently, Google Analytics using client ID tracking. If this morning I access my homepage using mobile devices, and this afternoon I access my homepage using tablets, and this evening I access my homepage using desktop or laptop, Google will track me as 3 unique visitors. But with the enterprise analytics and universal analytics, we managed to get the accurate result, which is only the 1 unique visitors from the same user ID, but different devices. And that helps us to understand the actual behavior of the cross-device performance. To understand the mobile webs and apps performance, and most of the organizations, they face the same problem. They have to get the data from different sources, perhaps with different requirements, different methods, or different cutoff time. We face the same problem here. We get the unique visitors from Google Analytics. We get the mobile app usage, the active user and screen view from Google Mobile Analytics. We have the App Store to show us the app downloads. And we have the internal tracking because we would like to know how many of them log into our mobile, web, and mobile app. And to be able to get all the data from single source, we move towards enterprise analytics, either web analytics or business analytics, to be able to get us all the data with the same tracking requirement, tracking method, and cutoff time. Since 1 year plus ago, Indonesia has actually taken over Singapore to be the country contributes the highest mobile visit, mobile download, and mobile applications. Malaysia is catching up, only 1% lower than Singapore in terms of mobile application. For Thailand and Singapore, the mobile penetration, visit, downloads, and applications are still low. Don't forget that in Philippines, Nokia is a very strong player. And we also can utilize different set of reports. For example, we know that the concern from the mobile user is about the speed, how long it takes for them to access our mobile web and mobile app. So we can actually customize the report to find out how many seconds it takes for user to navigate our sites using the cross devices. We also can identify which are the pages with the highest exit rate, because we want to fix the pages which make our user leave our site. And because we have the new user, we perhaps want to pay more attention to understand how they perform, how they behave on our site. And additional reports like path analysis reports, behavior flow reports, that show us the sequence of pages it takes for the user to navigate our site. And definitely, we want to find out the number of interactions taken to complete each goal. We want to find out the pages contributes the highest bounce rate, exit rates, and we want to find out the pages contribute the highest goal abandon rate. What can we do once we find out this problem? We can conduct content experiment or A/B testing. We can test the likelihood for the user to recommend our site. We can monitor the candidate retention over time. Many organizations, they actually make the mistake, or some of them are still making the mistake. They used to set their primary KPI for the website. They used to set the visit or unique visitors as the primary KPI to monitor their website performance, or set the number of Facebook likes to monitor the social media performance, or set the number of app download to monitor the mobile performance. But they forget that actually all this acquisition may not turn into conversion and retentions. In order to turn the acquisition into conversion and retention, we have to continuously launch new features to attract the user to launch our mobile apps. For Jobstreet, we have launched a set of new features which help the job seekers, the candidates, to look for a job. For example, the refined job search. The candidates now allowed to slide their minimum monthly salary instead of pressing the digit buttons. And save job ads. They allow to save job ads. And we even show them the minimum years of requirements on the job ad. And we show them the location. We match their salary to their salary expectation, which will save a lot of employers and candidates time and resources. And we show them the location map. And we allow them to pitch to the employer to increase their chances of receiving the job interviews. And we also have mobile app email campaigns. We want to remind our candidates they can look for their dream jobs anytime and anywhere. We want to inform our candidates all our new features, salary matching, find jobs near you. Email campaigns has proven to be the most effective marketing campaigns. As you can see that it managed to help us to drive a lot of mobile app downloads. Of course, higher and more significant mobile apps download in the country with higher mobile internet penetration, such as countries like Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia. We also run search campaigns, display campaigns on AdMob or other mobile ad network. We are not using the same type of messages anymore. We don't want to keep using anytime, anywhere, but you use the keywords which can trigger the candidates to apply for a job, such as the job type, testimonial with local top companies' logo, job fairs, overseas jobs, competitors, market shares, stats, hiring seasons, and top companies. And we also ran our very first Facebook contest in year 2012, not to increase the fan base, but to test the social media and mobile readiness in Southeast Asia. We received high participant rate in countries like Indonesia, Philippines, and Malaysia, but lower participant rate in countries like Thailand and Singapore. They are still not comfortable sharing their information on on social media site. And the future of mobile recruitment, the prediction and also the trends from some of the key industry players. Perhaps we should expect to see video-based screening applications. Candidates are allowed to upload their resume from their mobile devices, or they even can attend the interviews using their mobile devices. And we should expect a shorter hiring or recruitment process. And of course, gamification in recruitment. Thank you very much.
I'm interested to know, when you set out to build a mobile app, did you seek advice from any other experts, or did you and your colleagues learn firsthand how to do this?
Because for, especially in Southeast Asia, when we set up the mobile tracking, we get a group of people from different departments. They can be the top analysts, the top IT person, the top mobile apps developers, an analytic person like me, the analytics manager who focus on implement the analytics framework, track and analyze the user behavior, usage pattern, and also the marketing effectiveness. Then we work together. Of course, in the future, we would get different vendors to help us, but at the first stage, we have a group of people to work together.
Just interested in the say the cross-device measurement and the sorts of key activities that you see occurring on desktop, laptop versus tablet versus smartphone. What are the sorts of trends that you see of your customers? You know, they particularly perform a specific action on the mobile versus the tablet. Is there any difference in the way that they behave versus the desktop?
I guess the difference comes from countries. Different countries with different level of mobile internet penetrations. We do receive a lot of Philippines candidates. They still prefer to use the website to apply, even though we launch a lot of mobile app features, but the engagement is not there. I guess if the readiness is that, it's very easy for them to really, utilize the mobile app. For the tablet and desktop, Singapore definitely have higher usage from the tablets compared to the desktop, and Malaysia is sort of like 50 to 50%.
I guess what I'm more looking towards or looking for is the understanding the consumer's journey across, a single consumer's journey across multiple devices. So would there be, for an example, during the day, consumer is, checking their mobile device in that private space while they're perhaps at the toilet. A lot of people are guilty of doing that. Versus applying or shortlisting an advertisement and then going home with their laptop to effectively complete the application. Those sorts of consumer journeys and how you map those.
Our cross mobile tracking is still at very initial stage, but we understand that for user, they actually prefer to log in to or browse our mobile web in the morning before they go to work, perhaps at 7 or 8 a.m. Then we see a spike during lunchtime or after lunchtime, either 1 p.m. or 2 to 3 p.m. different in different countries. Vietnamese candidates, they tend to be a bit earlier, and other countries, they tend to browse the site around 3 or 4 p.m. And we see another round of spike after work in the evening. Some candidates browse our site, our mobile web or mobile app around 9 to 10 p.m. and some even after 11 p.m. So those are the initial stage we know, understanding the cross-device behavior. Of course, there are a lot to do for the cross-device tracking.
Is there any difference between the activities on the same website from the same user? For example, if I want to fill in my resume, do you see that they do it over the PC or the laptop or the tablet, and then if they want to check for a job or for a company, they do it from the mobile or the application? So one user have different activities on your website. Does it differ in
yes,
activity?
Definitely. Getting the employer's information, looking at the company profile page, they prefer to use mobile web and mobile apps. But to upload resume, to complete resume, currently they are only able to do it from the desktop or laptop. This is something that we would like to improve in the future. This is because we do need a minimum entries from the candidates. They have to fill in their personal particulars, they have to fill in their experience, they have to fill in their expected salary, the education, some of the minimum requirement. before they apply for jobs or when they sign up or when they complete their resume. This is for the benefits of the employer. We don't want anyone with incomplete resume send a resume to the employers, and that take up a lot of their time to do the screening and reviewing. So, so far we only can see some of the preference from the mobile web and mobile app. Browsing, checking, or doing the checking, find the jobs near me. There are the additional thing they would love to do, something fun, something very, very simple, something with a very simple design and simple interface.
You were showing some of the analytics,
Yep.
and you were talking about Google Analytics.
Yep.
I noticed you'd also built your application to work across, it looked like BlackBerry, Windows,
Yep.
Android, and iPhone.
Yes.
Were the analytics as easy to obtain for each of those different operating systems, or were some of the operating systems more difficult to track?
Okay, it's definitely BlackBerry. Yeah, because BlackBerry, as I mentioned yesterday, some of the features we cannot, launch it in the BlackBerry platform, and we also have difficulties tracking the mobile app performance from BlackBerry. Even though the country has very, very high mobile penetration, but all the mobile apps, we can use the AdMob tracking tools, we can use Google Analytics, Google mobile app tracking tools, but the BlackBerry couldn't even track the mobile download or mobile launches from that platform. And that would be the barrier for us to launch more campaigns in Indonesia in the future. But I guess there should be some solutions on the way.
Just want to find out, so since you guys have started using analytics to analyze behavior,
Yeah.
how has that affected how you do the traditional market research? Have you seen your investments in market research go down, or have you been able to sort of evolve that into something that is newer or more relevant to how you analyze your analytics behavior?
There are so many problems, so many issues available on the website. We couldn't identify each of them. By conducting the market research, help us to scope, the zoom down the scope of the problem. Once we get the review from perhaps Nielsen, we understand, we do some testing, then we use the enterprise analytics data to validate or to validate the hypothesis to get us the accurate results. So I don't see a cut down, and we hope to be able to run everything together. Mobile research, content experiment, testing, enterprise analytics, web analytics, business analytics all together, because they are really important for our organization. Nothing more important than tracking and analyzing user behavior, because if we fail to do so, they would either stop launching our apps or they would uninstall our apps.
Thank you.
Thank you.